I don't know what else. I ran out of words.
There you go.
What's up, everybody? Happy day after Christmas. We've got this 68 Camaro here. We're going to fill you in a little bit on what we did to this car. We didn't make a video of it because it was just some real simple repairs on it. It came in. He had brought with him a wiring harness that he got from American Auto Wire that he wanted put in the car. It doesn't need to be put in the car. We fixed what was wrong. Joe and Matt kind of figured it out. We had a bunch of things contributing to it. Customer stated that the battery would die overnight, and he couldn't figure out why. So we bought an alternator. I guess maybe not the most mechanically inclined muscle car owner in the world.
Took the dome light out.
Yeah, the dome light was staying on, so he took it out. We basically shut it off. So with the switch. So that light went off. But where his problem was, he thought he had solved it there. There's a small light in the console as well. So that was staying on and killing his battery. Also the horn relay. I don't know if
it's smoked.
Can you see it?
Yep.
It's smoked, and the reason why is because the horn button was put in incorrectly. So you couldn't ever hit the horn and make it work. Now we put a horn relay that we had here. It's a used one. We put it in there, but there are no horns in the car. So we know we got power coming out when you push the button, which will make the horns go beep, but there are no horns in it. And also Matt found a piece of the starter wire that was just, again, a close-up, was laying over on the manifold and shorting things out and making the battery not charge. So now we did those few things to it. What else you do?
Along with those being burnt, I found the vacuum line for the Advance on the distributor burnt, and I still got to fix this ground wire. Don't forget. Yeah, they got the ground tied into one of the ignition wires into the distributor there. So I plugged it in the other day and we got it started.
It shuts the car right off.
And it kills the car.
Yeah,
so I'm going to have to relocate that. I think I'm going to use this spare plug you got for it used to go to the blower motor.
What we're going to do is we're going to go over this car tomorrow and make sure that everything's working. All lights, turn signal, dome lights, all this, the choke's working, all that, so we can give him the car back. And did it cost him a little bit of money for us to work on it? Yeah, but he can return his $800 wiring harness that it doesn't need. So he's going to end up probably coming out ahead because he was probably looking at $2,000 or $2,500 anyway for us to put a wiring harness in this car. The first step when you go to put a wiring harness in, unless you know why it's all butchered up underneath where somebody put their super tuner in there in 1979 and whatnot, you got to make sure everything works first, because if you put a wiring harness in a car that's got some bad electrical components, you're going to end up chasing your tail for hours and hours and hours. So they took the time yesterday to make sure that everything worked on this car, and there's no reason to put a wiring harness in it. So I'm not going to spend somebody's money that doesn't need to be spent. Probably why we're always broke down here, but it is how it is. I mean, I'm not going to, we could put a wiring harness in it and charge them. It'd be a piece of cake for us to do it, and we get a bunch of hours in on the car, but it doesn't need it. So I'd rather have him come back for the chips on the door, the chip on the hood, or something like that, or maybe he doesn't like Cortez silver, so we paint it Hugger orange and put a houndstooth interior in it for him. This car probably wasn't built terribly long ago. It's been driven, it's been in the weather, and that makes me happy when somebody gets a car like this and they drive it, because just to buy it and put it away is just silly. And it's a Camaro. There's only, what, 80 billion of them? So it's like I said, we'll go over and check out what, make sure everything's working good on the car for them, and then give them a call and tell them, hey, it's fixed. But if you want to take a look at it, it's actually a pretty nice car. It's a 68 SS. Cortez Silver with tuxedo black racing stripes. Inside of the car is really, really nice. It's got the horseshoe shifter.
Airplane shifter.
Yeah. And it's an AC car, which is really cool. Does it have AC? No. Did it have AC? Yes. So it's kind of neat that the car existed with air conditioning in it. Nice, just a stock build on this car, nothing crazy. It's got some nice rally wheels on it. I'll bet this car is just awesome to drive, just the way it is. We've got another 68 coming in we'll talk to you about. It's a black one. We've got a bunch of stuff to do on that car. But this was just a little quick repair. Made the guy happy, and we'll send it on home this week. Okay, so he had an issue with the car where he'd go out in the morning and be stone dead. Nothing worked. And that we went over with you what we found as to why. Well, we charged the battery up and left it, let it sit overnight while we went and did our Festivus stuff. And come in this morning and really can't ask for a lot more than that. Battery's not dead, car runs up, touch key. You don't have to hit the throttle to get it to start or anything. This is a good drive. It's a nice car to drive like that. Cruise nice. But that's what we like to see. Somebody that's got a car, they can depend on us to keep it going for them and send their friends. Okay. What do you think, Pete? Good take? Good take, buddy? Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
I also noticed this alternator belt here.
Is it loose?
It's a little, not really, but see that bracket flexion? And it's maxed out here. We might put a shorter belt on there. I don't know. It don't squeal though. It's not squeal.
No, it doesn't squeal, but we do have the.
Ain't got no more adjustment in it.
Yeah, probably put a shorter belt on it for him.
Train lines. I'll try to snug them up.
Yep.
I'll do something with this. Mark told me to go to the alternator. I think I might do that.
Yeah, for the choke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way it's only working when it's running.
And we'll just, while we're here, we're just going to try and find any small little things that may be wrong with the car.
It's pretty solid overall, though.
It is pretty solid overall, but I suspect that the car was built and never really had a good shakedown run or a period of time where you drive the car and go back and check things out. And because any time you build a car, things are going to move.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you get the car back and you're able to look at all that stuff. A good shop's going to keep the car for about a week or so after it's done. Drive it, do some burnouts, go to lunch, take some girls out, whatever you want.
Be reliable, man.
You got to make sure the car's reliable when you give it back to the customer, because all of this, I would assume, is a fault of somebody who really wasn't super up on knowledge to what they were doing, and also didn't care what they did when it was done. I want him to leave and go back to Clarksville and tell all his friends, hey, they saved me a bunch of money and got the car done. Took forever, but we did it. Thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like the videos, share the videos, and hit that little notification bell so you know when we have a new video out. Yeah, I don't know what else. I ran out of words.
It's the hit the like and subscribe part that always messes me up too.
Yeah, I ran out of words, but like and subscribe, and
Sure.
happy day after Christmas.